It was a real-life scare for Wendy Williams on Halloween morning
We've got a lot to talk about.
because the talk show host passed out live on air.
Welcome back. It's time for our How You Doing Halloween costume contest. We do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
American, an aboriginal or one of the various copper-colored natives found on the American continent by the Europeans. The original application of the name, Webster's 1828 American Dictionary of the English Language, and 1936, Webster's unabridged 20th Century Dictionary. The Statue of Liberty is an icon of liberty in America. The statue was manifested in metal copper. Copper is the alchemical metal for the planet Venus. The original tone of the statue underneath the patina is brown as in a copper penny. The statue was a gift from the Frenchman and is symbolic of the true Al-Moroccan American woman. The American Al-Moroccan woman is the root of the human family. Ruth, root, the Moabites. Copper corresponds to the copper color natives, Moors, Al-Moroccans, Americans, the original people. Note the correlation of the word Al-Moroccan and American. The correlation of copper is as follows. According to the biblical divine scriptures, man was manifested in the flesh on the sixth day of creation. See the book of Genesis. The sixth day of the week is Friday, ruled by Venus. Vernes and Venus are the same. Vernes means Friday in Latin. Friday is a holy day all over the earth. Copper is the alchemical metal for the planet Venus. Sixth day, Vernes, Friday. Therefore, it is obvious upon reflection that the copper-colored natives, Americans, Al-Moroccans, Moors are the first people formed in flesh and are the aboriginal and indigenous people of America. Al-Morocco and Al-Morocco is America, is the heartland of civilization on the planet. The American Al-Moroccan people, as defined in Webster's dictionary, are any one of the various copper-colored natives found on the continent by the Europeans. The national identity Moor comes from Al-Moroccan, which is contemporarily called American. The Americans, Al-Moroccans, copper-colored skin contains tyrosine, which is a copper-containing enzyme. The ions of this copper-containing enzyme with other natural structures interrelated is the only substance in the body that qualifies an organic semiconductor through neural network structures that function to absorb and decode electromagnetic waves. Moorish buildings were built with copper tops, roofs, and framings to conduct energy. Some are still seen today in the historic sections of many towns and cities. These correlations are obvious evidence that the true Americans, Al-Moroccans, are the original people manifested in flesh. Why is the Statue of Liberty green now? Over time and exposure to the element of air, copper oxidizes and turns to patina, which is a pastel green, the color representing the planet Venus, the true light bringer. Notice that in the hand of the Statue of Liberty is a torch symbolizing light. Thus, the Statue of Liberty is symbolic of the copper-colored Al-Moroccan American woman and Venus, the light bringer. Unfortunately, many have codified Venus, the light bearer, as Lucifer, and have codified Lucifer as some negative entity or in a negative manner. In doing so, they have buried the truth about the woman and Venus, who rises as the morning star and the evening star. Lucifer, in its original translation into English, literally means light bringing or light bearer. Lucifer, it is Latin. The planet Venus, when it is in the morning star, so called from its brightness. Oldest bones found are called Lucy. Upon studying the word, as first, There was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God. See Holy Bible, Book of John. One finds that Lucy is light. Therefore, it is clear as to why the oldest bones found on the planet are called Lucy, being obviously the ancient Moabite woman, Ruth, symbolized by the Statue of Liberty, copper-colored American Al-Moroccan woman bearing the light in her right hand. The natural people, any one of the various copper-colored natives, are the natural bearers of the light and have an intimate relationship with the planet Venus and the sixth-day creation. The recent and multiple affirmations of Moors being the Aboriginal and Indigenous people of America, Morocco, which includes North, South, Central, and the adjoining islands, support the statue and the corroborations as set forth herein. Thus, in this era of information that brings moments of knowledge and knowing, know the ledge or the ledger, that which is written or to be written, it is incumbent upon the Aboriginals to know the heritage and history of civilization, particularly in the heartland of civilization, Morocco, America.
This is about how the American/Babylonian woman of today is the man's enemy. The American-minded Babylonian woman of today is the man's enemy. And why do I say that? Because a lot of women today, women has always been very powerful in a subtle yet spiritual way. And our power is kind of like we're behind the scenes, but we're running the show at the same time. That is the position of a woman. We are very powerful, even though most will say we're the weaker vessel. Yes, we are. Physically, we are not as strong as men. We are not made in the same genetics and, genes makeup as the man. They are physically dominant, physically stronger. But spiritually, the woman holds so much power. Now, that power can either be used for good or evil. And a lot of women in today's society are using their power, their position, their Yah-given power for evil. They're using it to manipulate and control and seduce men. And in this Americanized culture we're living in today, the media supports that. They design the women. And I'm going to speak particular, since I'm a so-called black woman, I'm going to speak about the black women. America has designed the so-called black woman to be stuck up, obnoxious, selfish, self-absorbed, all about herself, all about her desires. The media and the culture around us gives us so much support and empowers us in every way. It idolizes us, over-sexualizes us, it worships us, it always empathizes and are sympathetic to the female's problem, to the woman. And with this type of power, with us having this machine behind us, a lot of us are destroying nations. We're destroying our nation. We're destroying our household. We're destroying the man.